Good morning, KTBS.com. This is going to be fun. We're live streaming on our website from one of the most beautiful places, folks, and I'm not kidding, in really all of America, but certainly when you talk about the Arklatex, East Texas, Southern Arkansas, North Louisiana. This is an amazing place. This is the shores of Lake Claiborne and Claiborne Parish, right outside of Homer, Louisiana. And we're just enjoying sunrise on a deck built by that guy right there. This is Rob Reeder. He's 85 years old, and you're looking at an Olympic champion. Rob, at 85, competes all over the country in the 50-meter dash, the 100-meter dash, and the 200, and has got a whole slew of gold. That's an amazing thing. Trains almost every day. It's it's an incredible story, but he's one of thousands of people, folks, who have chosen to live or at least vacation or spend weekends on the shores of Lake Claiborne. You can see right now, Jeff, you've got a fisherman heading out. You've got one right there fishing. And that has been the big catalyst, Chad Reeder, in recent years. People are coming to this lake for a lot of reasons. The recreation is fantastic. The lifestyle is fantastic. But what's going on with the fishing in the last 8 years?
The fishing in the last 8 years, well, first of all, 8 years ago we implemented a tiger bass program here on Lake Claiborne, and that is introducing the little 2-inch fingerling tiger bass, right, which is derived from just a regular, what I would call a black bass with a Florida, and it gives the aggressiveness of the just regular black bass, along with the growth size of a Florida. You combine those two, that's how they came up with the F1 tiger bass.
So they bred them at a fishery in Alabama to create a larger and more aggressive bass. They gave it a great name, tiger bass. That just works, and it is working. They are more aggressive. They'll bite on almost anything. Am I right about that? And people love them, love to catch them.
That's correct. One of the biggest selling features of the tiger bass is their willingness to bite an artificial lure time and time again. It's not uncommon to catch one that someone's released and have the hole in its mouth that was just caught previously that day.
All right, so 80,000 every year over 8 years. I'm not good at math, but that's a lot of fish. And then about 4 years ago, you began to add something to even enhance that.
True. There's no secret. The key to our success of the project is forage for the fish. Right. So we started implementing also, in conjunction with the tiger bass, 25,000 copper-nosed bluegill. And the thread-fin shad and the copper-nosed bluegill, the two number one forage for the F1 tiger bass.
So you put the bass in there, you gave him something to eat, and he's doing everything you dreamed he would. In fact, you have said to me this morning, it has exceeded expectations.
That's correct. That's right. It has. And I'm going to say, of this 8-year project, somewhere around the third, fourth year is when things really started turning around, and we started, as Homer will get to with you here in a few minutes, the bag weights and stuff at these tournaments started easing into double digits, where it was 8, 9 pounds. What's that?
He's asking.
Stock them.
Okay.
Well, what we've done is we like to include the local angler in the stocking. So we'll pull up at the ramp, and we'll put various, a few thousand fish in bags, air fill the bags, and let the angler go out to his favorite fishing hole where he knows he has structure in the water, brush and stuff like that, and release the fish in their favorite fishing hole. So that kind of gets the whole community involved. Yes. In conjunction with that, the sheriff brings the boat out, and kids get to get on the sheriff's boat and go out and release fish too. Okay. So it gets the whole community involved.
Absolutely. And you were telling me, this is Homer Humphreys, by the way. If you don't know who this guy is, where you been? This guy is a legend in the world of fishing. You've been fishing on this lake, 50 years? It opened up really in the 70s, so 50 years ago, and you probably as a young man?
No, probably about 42 years.
42 years ago, okay.
I started fishing when it took 8.5 pounds a day, maybe to win, and that was going to blow it away. You had to be lucky.
Wow.
But, Rick, I've watched it grow and grow, and, first 2 years we put them tiger bass in. Well, man, Chad, I ain't seeing much.
Right.
They called me and said, "What's going on with them?" I said, "Nothing." I said, "It's still."
That was very encouraging. You're quite an encourager there. He just tells it like it is, doesn't he, Chad?
And I told him, I said, "It's just nothing yet." But I said, "You got to give them time to grow." And you know, the cross between the Florida and the northern bass made that aggressive fish. And the thing about the tiger bass, the same age tiger bass that comes out of that bag, the same egg, the same time, that tiger bass is going to be a 1/4 inch longer than the Florida bass. Wow. And it's going, I don't forget what the weight consumption is, but it puts on nearly twice the weight in a shorter time.
Okay. So it's bigger and more aggressive, which is exactly what you want for a fish. And here's what's amazing, folks. You look at this lake and you figure, well, it's always been good. It hasn't been. In fact, Bill Dance, a legend in the world of fishing, a few years ago said, why don't you just turn this lake into a cornfield? I mean, that's how bad the fishing had gotten. So, boy, hats off to the visionaries with the Lake Claiborne Watershed Commission to have the vision and the willingness to invest, spend some money on these fish, and it's come back. I mean, that investment is now paying off for you, Chad.
Absolutely. You know, the key to it, do you want the next Louisiana state record fish? Sure we do. Do we have the habitat for that? Maybe. So what's the ultimate goal here? And it's participation. We want, you know, when you have more people, you sell more gallons of gas, more bags of ice, more fishing license, you know, so it brings people to the community.
Yeah. This is the economic engine, really, of Claiborne Parish. It's not only is it beautiful and a great place to live, but it stirs money. That money ripples through the economy and everybody benefits. I mean, just where we are right here, Pleasure Point, you can't find a lot out here. My goodness, there's RVs, campers, up and down, trailers, up and down this peninsula here. So hats off to the guy that bought this. My gosh, there's also a restaurant here, as I understand it, that serves pretty good steaks, Chad?
That's right. Some of the best in the country. That's a good friend of mine, Patrick Bailey, comes in and cooks those, and they're really good.
Is that a weekend thing?
It's a weekend. Comes on Thursday night some too.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic.
And you know, one big thing about all this stuff you see, trailer out and stuff, everything clean, manicured, and no trash, and
You know what? I took note of that. We drove here just the other day to check out the location and the signal, and I noticed that, Chad, because sometimes places like this cannot be as clean, and they can be somewhat trashy. This is not. So whatever the covenants are here, people have to maintain their lots and their campers to a certain standard, and that's obviously a good thing. By the way, the recreation on this lake, aside from the fishing, is very good too. It's a great place to swim, water ski, jet ski, and Homer, you
can rent a kayak up here too.
Canoe. And you were telling me one of the reasons it's so clean is its depth.
It's depth. You know, say just pick something, Bistineau, Caddo, places like that are swampy areas, and average depth is say 3-4 foot.
Right.
That sounds crazy, but it's 3 or 4 foot. You come out here to Lake Claiborne, the average depth watershed is 14 foot.
Wow.
And we've got actual 7 major creeks on this thing that's live, and every time it rains, it flushes it.
Yes.
They got a dam that's overflow, keeps the lake level great.
Yes.
Every 7 years, they pull it down to get rid of the moss and the grass in 7 foot of water.
Right.
Now, people going to hate me for saying this, but if we ever can get hydrilla out there in 10, 15, 20 foot of water, Lord only knows what's going to happen. Them 30-pound strain, it's going to take 2-day term of 60-something pounds to win.
Really?
Help
me with this, the hydrilla. For those who may not know what that is, what are you talking about?
That's aquatic grass.
Okay.
And
fish love it.
Fish love it. Puts off oxygen and filters the lake.
Okay.
Makes it even cleaner.
Oh, wow.
I guarantee you, I bet all my wife's money that we could put it in the cleanest lake around. It'd be in the top 3 of this area. Yeah.
Well, what's the opposition to that?
What does that mean?
I mean, why would someone be opposed to doing that adding that grass?
Well, they're not a fishing mentality. They up here, they just want it pretty. You can ask Chad if I guarantee you they got some kind of program. I don't know, but I guarantee you they working on a program right now because I looked at the grass in some of the areas where we got camps and stuff,
Right.
and they can't go jump off the dock. Their dog can't swim in the water.
Okay.
And
I understand.
And they gonna do a program probably for something like that, experimental, and they'll figure it out. I guarantee you they will.
Yeah, the other thing, aside from the tiger bass, you were telling me right out there in October, it's going to be packed.
Oh, hey, you will drive up and white perch, crappie, or sockeye, or what you want to call them. Yeah. They're going to be biting down there at 20, 30, and 40 foot of water.
This is near the dam, is that
near
correct?
the dam, the same place they shoot all the fireworks off.
Okay.
Every year, boy, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you go out there, and it'll be 40, 50, 60 boats, and nothing to be 100 boats.
Wow.
And everybody catching fish. It just all the shad moved towards the dam in the fall, and all the fish moved that way.
Wow. All right, so you got tiger bass, you got shad, crappie, the bluegill, which is copper nose.
And we got the regular bluegill too.
Okay.
You got the red ear, chinkapin.
Okay. By the way, I want to mention that you, even though you've been here forever, you still guide and you're still available. Just go to Facebook or any place and look for just type in Homer Humphreys, and you can book you for a guiding trip. And of course, you'd love to do it here on this lake. The other thing I want to mention, we've talked about this place, Pleasure Point. It's full. So if someone wants to come and stay or spend some time on the lake, either fishing or just enjoying it recreationally, where might they stay, Chad?
Well, there's a giant camping area down at the state park.
That's right.
And just right around the curve here, there's Kells Cove that also is, a lot of RV hookups, pool hookups. That's water, sewage, electricity.
Yes, okay. And there are hotels, not many in Claiborne Parish. There's some Airbnbs that are really nice on the lake. But Homer, you live in Minden.
I live in Minden, but you got hotels over there. You got them in Ruston, you got them in Arcadia, and plus, Russell's got some spots he rents out here. Individuals that don't stay rented up all the time, and those places are not 25 minutes from right here. You can be launching a boat or doing what you want to do in 30 minutes, period.
Yeah, it's really neat to see. But again, I compliment the Lake Claiborne Watershed Commission. You guys had to step out because you spent considerable amount of money. It's a big investment, 80,000 tiger bass for 8 years in a row. Are you still doing it, or is it settled now? Are you still adding the tiger bass, Chad?
Well, what it originally was a 5-year project.
Okay.
And then, like I said, after about that third or fourth year, we started really seeing some changes out here. So now it's just been voted in unanimously, by the way. It's a year-to-year deal.
Okay.
Through the committee. And once again, I'm just one voice on a committee. None of this would be possible without a solid committee of dedicated people that are like-minded, wanting to make it the best lake it can possibly be. And
it is.
It
worked.
They get along.
They get along.
With one another.
You see, that could be a problem too. Yeah. You're united in your vision. And 8 years ago, you had to step out and say, let's spend the money now. We'll reap the fruit later. And sure enough, this is the harvest season on Lake Claiborne. They're harvesting, of course, tiger bass. What are the other fish that they're harvesting on this lake as we finish up, Homer?
Oh, the flathead. It's lake records. I mean, one of the best lakes around for flathead fishing. Really? Stump lines, stuff like that. Okay. And as he said, third year, I told you it was dead for 2 years, and it picked up in that third year.
That had to be tough for you because you had already made the investment, Chad, and then the expert saying, I don't see any difference. Wow. But you had to be bold and say, let's keep doing it. Let's don't quit yet. And sure enough, finally, the harvest season has come.
And I even look to in the future, and Chad don't know about this, but I even look for in the future of them building feeding platforms, different places out here, and people come and fish around the feeding platforms for the bluegill and the crappie stuff.
That's a neat idea. Another idea. And they're open to ideas on Lake Claiborne. It's beautiful, folks. If you get a chance, come and enjoy one of the most beautiful bodies of water in our part of the country.